Number one mistake 99% of people make when buying an expensive bike is to get the size that they think they need, only to find it uncomfortable, potentially get an injury, or have to swap out pricey components. They then see a bike fitter who attempts to fit their bike, which is sometimes the wrong size. This is then a square peg into a round hole, and it's a mistake I've made myself with serious consequences. Well, fear not. Thanks to modern tech, you can ensure you have a perfectly fitting bike before you've even bought it, regardless of the type of rider that you are. I'm going to show you how. Wouldn't it be better to get fitted to a bike before you even buy it, so you get the size that is perfect for you? And it means that you don't end up with a saddle that hurts your bum and having to swap it, or changing out an expensive integrated bar and stem. Well, I know what you're thinking. Yes, that sounds great. But how can I get fitted to a bike that I haven't even bought yet? Well, that tech already exists. This is Seller Italia's ID Match. It's a bike fitting system which uses machine learning and AI, and it can tell you which size bike from any brand you want is ideal for you without the bike actually being there. To show you how it works and the other impressive things that this system can do, I'm going to get a fit thanks to VRes Velo here in Norfolk in the UK, who have the system in their showroom. They also have a very large collection of very tasty factors that I keep drooling over. But I'm going to go get my kit on. Let's do it. The fit works by way of an adjustable jig and motion capture device. The smart thing, though, is it combines this hardware with AI and machine learning, which means that every time this system performs a fit anywhere in the world, that data gets fed into the system and it learns. It gets better and more precise at fitting. Changed and ready to go. Now, something I want to caveat though before we do the fit, which is that if you're buying your first bike and you're on a budget, that might not stretch to getting a fit as well. And a fit isn't totally essential. But if you're buying a high-end bike and you're not sure of your size and you know you're going to be doing a lot of riding on it, potentially big epic rides, challenges, events, then getting a fit before you spend all that money is absolutely the way to go. The fit is far quicker than other ones I've had, and it begins with your shoes, determining your cleat position and then your saddle. I already know the saddle I want, this one, the SLR Boost. But if you want to try a different one, Seller Italia have an incredibly comprehensive range, and look how quickly they can be swapped out with no Allen keys required. So we've performed my initial fit and it's determined my optimum road bike position. But how does that correspond to like an actual frame I want? Well, this is the beauty of the system. On here, and this is my favorite part, is a database of every single bike frame that you'd want and in any size. And so using the fit data, it tells me which model and which size is going to fit me the best. But not only that, how to set it up in terms of the saddle height that I would want and the layback, but also what hardware to go for. So the appropriate length stem and say seat post with respect to layback. So I'm going to put in a Pinarello F. So there's a few really interesting things going on here. The machine has produced the Pinarello Dogma F frames and it's ranked them in order of size as to which is going to fit me the best. Now, the one that it's saying is closest to what I now need on a bike is a 575, 57 and a half. Pinarello, interestingly, does like half sizes between the conventional sizes. And the next one that's the best for me is a 56, which is what I have. Which is quite interesting. A 56 can still fit me, but it just requires more adjustments. So if we adjust the variables here of the stem length and the spacers under the stem, it tells me that in a 57 and a half, if I run no spacers, which is That looks good as well, doesn't it? And a 120 stem, that is pretty much perfect for me. It says I'd be out by sort of 3 mil on the stem length, but that's kind of, you know, where you want to be in that ballpark. Compared to the 56, where it says I should use a 130 stem and use 20 mils of spacers to get a sort of equivalent position. And even then, it's not quite as optimum as it was compared to what we found on the jig. Now, the interesting thing for me is I've done what I'm saying in this video. I got that 56 without having a fit, because I just generally go for a 56 in most bikes. And it shows that actually, you know, I could have got a better size that fits me better if I'd gone and done a fit first. But I know what you're thinking, that's all well and good. That's an aero position on an aggressive bike. And not everyone wants that. What if you want something that's a more relaxed endurance position? Well, that's something I want as well, because, well, earlier last year, I did a mental endurance ride in Switzerland, the Tour de Station. It was 1,000 kilometers, triple Everesting, and I made the mistake of using this kind of position, which I use all the time and don't really feel discomfort for, or I didn't before, and then took that and just thought, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Take that and do an ultra. The problem is that then exposed problems I have within my fit. And it's made me realize if I was to do an ultra event, a long endurance thing again, I would go much more relaxed. So I'm gonna ask the machine to use its algorithms and AI to put me in what it reckons would be a much better endurance position, and let's see how that differs to this.
Redoing the bike fit with the AI set for a more relaxed endurance position changed the fit, but not how I thought. I should also point out that while the AI experiments with different changes, this is overseen by a human bike fitter who can also listen to me and make human tweaks if required. 10 minutes later, we had a result.
So done the endurance fit, Hayden. What's the system spitting out as?
Now we're going to look at your handlebar stack and reach. Now, it's primarily changed your handlebar stack. It's not made any adjustments to your handlebar reach. So what we're looking to do, or what the software's looked to do there, is basically increase your handlebar height, which is then in turn effectively going to take some pressure off your neck. Also, it may shift some of the weight from your hands onto your saddle slightly and give you a slightly more kind of offset weight distribution.
Yeah.
In doing that, whilst keeping your same handlebar reach, should help maintain your kind of nice relaxed posture on the bike, but take some of the weight off your hands and take some pressure off your neck.
It's a bit counterintuitive to me though, because I would have thought that when you go more endurance, like people go, oh, you come in shorter and higher, but it's not. You're saying it's not changed the reach, it's kept that good, like the same?
Yeah, that's not always the case, because sometimes what we find is if you pull your reach shorter, so if you maintain the same stack height but just made the bars closer to you, it ultimately tucks you up. It can change your posture on your bike, and it can also cause you to round your back too much. And what you can get to there is a more tension through your neck, because you have to lift your head slightly more, so you end up with a much more acute neck angle.
Well, I had that problem. So there you have it. Thanks to Vires Velo for showing us the system.